They said you couldn't do it. They doubted your ability, your vision, your will. They laughed when you started, ignored you when you struggled, and waited for your failure like it was inevitable. Every person who has ever accomplished something great began in a place where doubt was louder than belief. Doubt is the voice that tells you you're not ready, that you don't have what it takes, that someone else is better suited for the dream you carry. It's the whisper that tries to keep you small, the shadow that follows every step you take forward. But what if, instead of running from it, you turned that doubt into drive? What if every time someone said you couldn't, it became another reason to prove that you could? The truth is, doubt isn't the enemy. It's the invitation to rise. It's the moment that separates those who wish from those who work. When the world doubts you, they're really giving you something powerful. Clarity. They show you what they cannot see in themselves. They project their fears onto your future. But you can use that as energy. You can take every word that was meant to stop you and turn it into a reason to keep going. Because doubt is only dangerous if you let it control your direction. If you transform it into determination, it becomes the fuel that pushes you beyond your limits. Every "you can't" becomes a challenge. Every rejection becomes motivation. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to prove that you are built for more. Turning doubt into drive means making peace with the fact that people will question you, criticize you, and misunderstand your journey. That's not your burden. That's their limitation. You don't owe anyone proof before the process. You owe yourself commitment through the process. When people doubt you, don't respond with words. Respond with work. Doubt is loud, but success is louder. Every hour you spend grinding in silence, every step you take when no one believes in you, is another brick in the foundation of your purpose. The very things that were meant to discourage you are the same things that will define you once you rise above them. There will be moments when doubt doesn't come from others. It comes from within. The hardest kind of doubt is the one that echoes in your own mind. It's when you start questioning if you're really good enough, if the effort is even worth it, if maybe everyone else was right about you. But that's the exact moment when you must remember why you began. The fact that you're doubting yourself means you care. It means you're stepping into something bigger than your comfort zone. Growth always feels uncertain because it's new territory. The mind resists what it hasn't mastered yet. But that resistance is proof that you're expanding. You can either let that feeling stop you or let it shape you. When you choose to turn doubt into drive, you rewrite the narrative. You take back control of your story. Instead of letting doubt define your limits, you let it sharpen your focus. Every day you wake up and push forward, you silence that inner voice a little more. Every time you show up despite the fear, you prove to yourself that courage isn't the absence of doubt. It's the decision to move forward in spite of it. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never felt doubt. They're the ones who refuse to surrender to it. They took every ounce of skepticism, every sneer, every setback, and built momentum out of it. Doubt can either destroy you or drive you. The choice will always be yours. There comes a point in life when you realize that words are not enough. You can talk about your dreams, you can defend your decisions, you can try to convince people to see your vision, but at the end of the day, your actions will always speak louder than your arguments. People may doubt you, misunderstand you, or question your motives, but nothing silences disbelief like results. You don't have to tell them who you are. Show them. You don't have to prove your worth through explanations. Prove it through execution. The truth is, the loudest statement you can ever make is not through what you say, but through what you do. When you argue with people about your potential, you're giving them power. You're trying to make them see something they are not meant to see yet. Not everyone will understand your purpose because it wasn't given to them. That's why your time and energy are too valuable to waste on trying to be understood. Let your results do the talking. Let your work speak the language of discipline, persistence, and focus. People can debate your words, but they can't deny your growth. They can question your dreams, but they can't question the proof that comes from your consistent action. Every day that you choose progress over pride, you move closer to the version of yourself that no one can ignore. Action doesn't need an audience to be powerful. It needs consistency. The greatest achievements often come from those who stopped explaining themselves and started building silently. They didn't need to justify their dreams to anyone. They just showed up, worked hard, and allowed time to reveal their truth, because arguments fade, but outcomes remain. The moment you stop seeking validation and start seeking improvement, you become unstoppable. Your silence becomes your strength, your progress becomes your voice, and your discipline becomes your evidence. There's something undeniable about someone who doesn't talk much, but keeps showing results. The world eventually pays attention to what it can't ignore. Every successful person was once underestimated. They were told their goals were impossible, their ideas unrealistic, their path too risky. Instead of debating, they chose to move. Instead of explaining, they chose to execute. That's how they turned skepticism into respect. You don't win people over with opinions. You win them over with proof. Every time you take another step forward, every time you complete another goal, you're saying more than any speech ever could. There will always be people who misunderstand your silence as weakness, your patience as passivity, or your focus as arrogance. Let them. You don't have to correct them because your results will correct them for you. The moment you succeed, the same people who doubted you will pretend they believed in you all along. That's why you must stay focused on your actions, not their opinions. The path to greatness is not paved with arguments. It's built with relentless effort, silent progress, and unwavering self-belief. So, instead of wasting energy explaining your vision, invest that energy in creating it. Let your work speak so loudly that no one remembers your words. They only remember your impact. Pain is the proof of progress, because growth never happens in comfort. The very feeling that makes you want to quit is often the evidence that you're becoming something greater than you were before. Pain is not a signal to stop. It's a signal that something inside you is changing. When you push your limits, when you go beyond what feels easy or familiar, pain shows up as a companion, not to destroy you, but to refine you. It's the undeniable sign that you are moving forward, that your effort is shaping you into someone stronger, more resilient, and more capable than ever before. Too often, people mistake pain for punishment. They think if they're hurting, they must be doing something wrong. But pain is not your enemy. It's the teacher that shows up when you are doing something right. It means you're stretching, growing, and breaking through old patterns that no longer serve you. The road to success is not lined with comfort. It's built through struggle, sacrifice, and moments of deep discomfort. The muscles of the body grow through resistance, and so does the strength of the mind and spirit. The pain you feel when you fail, when you fall short, when you are rejected, is not wasted. It's the exact material that builds your strength for what's coming next. There is a kind of pain that comes with effort. The soreness after a long day of work, the exhaustion after relentless practice, the disappointment after giving your best and still not seeing results. That pain is sacred. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, there's no transformation. Every great breakthrough is born from struggle. Every great success has a foundation built from moments that hurt. The reason most people never reach their potential is because they spend their lives avoiding pain instead of embracing it as part of the process. When you learn to see pain differently, it stops holding power over you. You begin to understand that pain is simply the evidence that you are alive, that you care, that you're fighting for something meaningful. It's a reminder that progress demands a price, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Every setback teaches endurance. Every hardship builds wisdom. Every failure builds the kind of strength that no easy path could ever provide. The pain you experience today is the foundation for your confidence tomorrow. The struggles that break you now will one day become the stories that inspire others to rise. You must accept that you cannot grow and stay comfortable at the same time. Pain will visit every person who chooses progress over stagnation. The difference is how you respond to it. You can let it defeat you or let it define you. You can run from it or rise through it. The most powerful people in the world are not the ones who never felt pain. They are the ones who learned to transform it into purpose. They saw pain as proof that they were still moving, still growing, still evolving. Every scar became a story, every wound a lesson, every ache a sign that they were still in the fight. Pain is not the end. It's the process. It's not your weakness. It's your witness that you are no longer standing still. The true test of character doesn't happen when the world is watching. It happens in the quiet moments when no one sees your effort, when there's no recognition, no applause, and no validation. That's when discipline separates itself from motivation. It's easy to give your best when eyes are on you, when people are cheering you on, or when there's a reward waiting at the end. But what happens when the noise fades, when the spotlight moves away, when the support disappears? That's where the real you is revealed. To stay relentless when they stop watching is to keep showing up, not for approval, but for purpose. It's a promise you make to yourself that your effort will not depend on attention, that your work ethic won't crumble in silence, and that your vision matters even when no one else believes in it. Relentlessness is built in the dark. It's formed in those lonely hours when no one is clapping, when progress feels invisible, and when you wonder if all this effort will ever pay off. Those are the moments that define you. Because when there's no one watching, you have no one to impress, only yourself to improve. The people who make it to the top are not the ones who perform for attention. They are the ones who keep grinding when there's no audience left. They do it because they've learned that greatness is not built in public view. It's built behind closed doors, in sweat, sacrifice, and silence. Every champion was once a person who refused to quit when no one cared. They didn't need motivation from others because their mission came from within. You have to learn to love the process even when it's thankless, even when it's exhausting, even when it feels like you're invisible. That's what separates temporary passion from lifelong purpose. Motivation gets you started, but relentlessness keeps you going. It's that inner fire that says, I'm not doing this to be seen. I'm doing this because it matters. When you can keep your energy, your focus, and your consistency even when no one notices, you become unstoppable. There's something powerful about the person who doesn't quit after the applause ends. The one who trains when the gym is empty, studies when everyone else is asleep, and keeps working long after others have settled. That's the person who masters their craft. That's the person who turns dreams into reality. Because success isn't just about what you do when the world is watching. It's about what you keep doing when it's not. Every small effort compound, every quiet day of progress builds the foundation for the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Staying relentless when they stop watching also means trusting the timing of your journey. Results may not show up immediately, and that's where most people give up. But you must remember that silence doesn't mean failure. It means foundation. The seeds you plant in obscurity grow roots long before they break the surface. Keep watering them with effort, patience, and discipline. Eventually, what you've been building in private will bloom in public. When that moment comes, it won't be luck or timing. It will be proof of your persistence. So even when no one is watching, keep showing up. Keep working. Keep believing. Because the real measure of greatness isn't how you perform in the spotlight. It's how you endure in the shadows. Success is the loudest statement you can ever make because it speaks in a language that everyone understands: results. You don't have to explain yourself when you've achieved what others said was impossible. You don't have to argue with those who doubted you because your success answers every question and silences every criticism. The most powerful thing about success is that it requires no defense. When you win, when you rise, when you build something that others said could never exist, your very existence becomes proof. Success doesn't shout in anger or respond with ego. It stands tall in truth. It's the voice that says, I told you I could, without ever needing to say it out loud. People will doubt you. They'll underestimate you. They'll try to define your limits based on their own fears. At first, their words might sting. Their opinions might shake you, and their disbelief might weigh on your spirit. But as you grow, you learn that you don't owe them explanations. You realize that silence and persistence are far more powerful than any argument. When you're busy chasing your goals, you don't have time to defend them. When you're focused on progress, you don't need to justify your pace. The people who truly make an impact in life are the ones who stop trying to prove others wrong with words and instead dedicate every ounce of energy to proving it through action. Success has a way of humbling even the loudest critics. The same people who once doubted you will one day point to you as proof that perseverance pays off. They will use your story as inspiration, forgetting they once dismissed your potential. That's the irony of success. It turns disbelief into belief, mockery into admiration, and rejection into recognition. But that transformation doesn't happen overnight. It comes after years of unseen effort, endless discipline, and silent battles that no one but you will ever understand. Success isn't built in a single victory. It's the accumulation of moments when you refused to give up, when you kept pushing forward despite being ignored, and when you kept believing even when no one else did. To make success your statement, you have to be willing to stay patient while you build. You have to embrace the process, even when results seem distant. Every small win, every tiny step forward, is a piece of the statement you're writing. When others doubt your timing, your path, or your choices, stay grounded in your mission. Because when success finally arrives, it doesn't just prove them wrong. It redefines what's possible. Success has a presence that doesn't need words. It commands respect without asking for it. It teaches people more about your strength than any argument ever could. So when you're underestimated, stay calm. When you're doubted, stay focused. When you're ignored, stay committed. Don't waste your breath trying to convince others to believe in you. Use that energy to build something undeniable. Let your progress speak. Let your work echo louder than your words. Because when you finally arrive, when the results are visible, when the dream becomes reality, you won't have to say a single thing. Success will speak for you. It will tell the world who you are, what you've overcome, and what you were capable of all along. That is the power of staying silent while you work. Because in the end, success is the loudest statement of them all.